Hey gang, so today we're looking at the Sonic Magnets Push Slider by Dom EDC. Is that the real name? Yeah, I think it is. That's the name. Sonic. It's tuning fork. Is it the best name in the world? I'm not sure. It's the Sonic Magnets Push Slider by Dom EDC. Let's go.
Running through the fire, let's leave it behind. We gotta go now, go now. We gotta go now.
Okay, so this is, as far as I know, this is called the Sonic Magnets Push Slider by Dom EDC. I say as far as I know because I can't really find anything about this other than AliExpress, and the problem is sometimes AliExpress, the names get changed. So I'm not sure, but I've posted in the Facebook groups and everybody kind of agrees. They think that this is the Sonic Magnets or that name is correct. So that's the name we're going with. Now, why is it called that? As we see in the opening, tuning forks. This has tiny little tuning forks inside of it. Which is actually pretty interesting. I don't know if it's enough to make it like something I'd want to play with. I do find the sound a little annoying sometimes. So I don't know. I don't know if it's something I'd actually want to use a lot of. I mean, every time I go to review something or anytime before I review something, I really kind of use the crap out of it to get used to it, to figure out what I like, what I don't like. So this is definitely one of those things that I'm not a huge fan of. The little sound wave on here, sort of like the audio file, this gives you grip, which is good. It gives you a little bit of extra grip. Because it's kind of needed because this is so polished. Like I'm leaving fingerprints all over this. And that's the thing I don't like about highly polished fidgets is I find it's fingerprints all over the place. So you're constantly cleaning it like this, right? Like you're constantly wiping it off and trying to make it look good. So I don't know. A high polished fidget to me is just kind of a problem. It's like a dirt problem or oil, I guess. But let's open this up and have a look. You have to get right from the middle because it's one of these. It's one of these fidgets that has like a track post that can only be lifted a certain way. So if we see here, we've got this little indent, right? And the post in the middle here has those two little wedges on either side. And so that's actually what fits inside this groove. Now here, let me dump the balls out. We've got 4 balls on one side. Now we're going to take off the other side, which comes off the same way. These can be tricky though. These can be really tricky to even get your fingernail in there. So sometimes what I do is I start it just a touch, just so I can get a grip and see, then that lets me lift it up. But now remember that you have magnets that are going to let go. So never like just kind of pull off quick. Because the minute those magnets release, your hand is going to go flying. Okay. So these are the tuning forks though. And you can hear them. They just make little pings. And that's it. So this is just, but that's all these are. Just these 2 little tiny tuning forks in there that make that extra little sound. And you've got these 2 magnets that are the same polarity, which is a bit odd. Like the shape, the smaller and bigger shape on these are a little strange to me. I'm not sure why that would be. Usually if you have 2, you've got a reverse polarity, but that also wouldn't make sense here because all these magnets are the same. You know what? I don't want to do that in case I pull any out. But they're the same. So it's strange that this is a smaller, that you've got two magnets here and one is smaller than the other. I'm not really sure why that is, other than I guess just less strength, I guess. As he answers his own question. Oh, get back in there. All right, now these do matter. Which side goes on to which side? See, that one goes down, whereas this one will probably repel. Yeah, that one repels. So you know the minute you feel it repel, it's got to go on the other side. So that's it. So I'm just going to hold this down because it wants to clamp. And as we saw, two magnets. So these two magnets really, really keep the thing attached, which is why when you go to take it apart, sometimes if you try to get your fingernail in there, it may feel like it can't come apart. It can. It's just that the magnets are holding it. So giving it that extra little, that tiny little push, just sort of breaks contact with the magnets enough so that you can open it up. You can see down here, Dom YJ stainless steel, 89 of 199. Little musical note. Wow, very pingy. All right, gang. That's the Sonic Magnets Push Slider by Dom EDC. Thanks for watching.
Running